Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Mike and you're watching Triple T Acres, and we're back here in my woods today because I've got to do a little bit of trail maintenance. I've got a lot of overhanging branches and briars that are sticking over, hooking onto my clothes and skin, and my wife and kids have been getting on to me about getting this all cleared out. And I'm going to be using a really unique piece of equipment today, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So stick around, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. I want to show you guys a few examples of what I'm dealing with here. We've got some stuff hanging over on here and over here that's kind of reaching in. Obviously, I need to get this mowed here in the middle. A lot of this stuff is just hanging over, driving us crazy. Let me show you some other spots. Here's a few other low-hanging branches here that kind of gets in our way. And then right here, we've got some of this multiflora rose that's kind of reaching over into the path, hooking onto our clothes and stuff. Here's another maple branch hanging over here that will get cut out. Some more of the briars that are hanging over that's gonna hook onto us. But enough talking, let's go ahead and get this thing out and get the stuff cut back. Okay, this is the equipment we're going to be using today. I've got my 35 horsepower LS tractor here, and we've got a Lane Shark mounted to the front of it. Now, obviously, you can see this is going to do really well in the application that I'm going to be using it in today. We got it in the 90-degree position here, and it is a rotary cutter with swinging blades on the end. I'll get you a closer look here in a second. But this thing runs off of a low-flow hydraulic pump connected to my third function. I can control everything from the cockpit of my tractor here, and it works really, really well. Now, I'm going to show you an upgrade that I just recently did to this, and if you're already a Lane Shark owner or you're thinking about doing that, this might be a little upgrade that you're going to want to do, and then we're going to get out there and get this stuff taken care of. So I wanted to show you the little upgrade that I did. It was super easy. This is a hydraulic hose protector, and underneath there's a nylon sleeve, and I'll attach some footage here of me putting it all together. But I did do a full video on how to install these, and it is super easy. And as you can see, everything is in the front of my tractor, and if I'm going to be running this through some thick and nasty stuff, this is a really good thing to take care of that most vulnerable thing, which is your hydraulic hose. Everything else is metal on the front of this thing. Now, I've got a few other exposure points here that I couldn't get this thing wrapped around because they fork off, but obviously getting as much coverage as possible is great. This has got a really heavy-duty plastic, goes around it kind of like phone cable or phone coil, and I think that it's going to make a big difference when it comes to that. And if you're going to want to do this with your Lane Shark actually has them on their website. You can use them for Lane Shark, or if you've got a grapple, they work really well. Anytime you're going to be shoving this stuff up in the brush, I think it's a good idea to get those hoses protected. So if you're going to order one of these, you might want to go ahead and order one of those hydraulic hose protectors while you're at it. Real quick, something else I added. These are little magnetic holders, and I've got them zip tied because you don't want these hoses to just be hanging down. I've got another couple set here. Everything is connected to this. It keeps your hoses from draping down, and I'll add a link into the description if you want to do that yourself. Even if you don't do the hose protector, having those little magnets that clip your hoses up and out of the way, keeping them from draping down and hooking on things, is a good thing. All right, we're here at the first one. We're going to do everything on this side, go all the way down, and then we'll turn around and come back and do the other side. Now, how I engage it is I got a little button here on my loader valve here, and it'll hold it open. Normally on a third function, you've got two intermittent buttons that'll open and close a grapple. This one holds it down. So let's go get started on this side. Take some of these little stuff out of the way. You know, all this stuff just hangs over in the trail, and when the kids are walking or riding four-wheelers, just reaches out and cuts them. And I'm able to come in here through this and get everything widened back out. And it cuts it no problem. To do these sweeping motions where I'll go to the side and then I'll bring them in like that, and it allows the bottom of that to grab. Lets me cut it back a little better, so let's pull forward. And I'll kind of sweep into that a little bit. Maybe down here on the right I'll sweep in. Now I got a big tree stump there too I got to be careful of. spot here. Make easy work of this. That's what I love about it. I can go up and down, high and low, right here on the comfort of the tractor. And it does such a good job. Now I've been using Lane Shark for a couple of years now. And this year we partnered up with Lane Shark and they were able to provide this for me so I could show a lot more footage of using it. And man, I have just had such great experience with this cutter. And honestly, the customer service, I mean, everybody there that I've talked to has been so good. Family owned and operated. This thing's made in the USA. Just a great piece of equipment. That's some thick stuff right there. Now I've got some higher stuff here. And this doesn't really mess with the kids on their four-wheeler and stuff, but it definitely is encroaching my tractor and my sunshade here too, so I might as well just get it while I'm at it. This goes to show how high I can get that stuff. Incredible. I've got a big grapevine up here. Let's see if we can split that thing in half. That's a pretty thick grapevine. What's nice is the blades on this rotary cutter kind of go out in front a little bit. So you can kind of ease into stuff. Oh yeah. I think we've got all of the trails done. Let's go check out the aftermath. All right, check it out. Much wider. I think the fam is going to be a lot happier about this trail here. Nothing really hanging over to get us anymore. What a great piece of equipment. Let's go check out some of these other trails. This one's definitely a lot wider too. And you saw how I was able to bring the cutter into the front position. I was able to cut the stuff down here in the middle. Just an absolute versatile piece of equipment. Be able to cut on the sides and down low. And I could even go offset if I wanted to get over here. But man, this looks way better. And definitely through here looks a lot better. I cut a lot of the stuff that was high hanging over. And this corner is a lot better too. We can round this edge without having anything poke out here. So man, I'm just thoroughly impressed. Well, we got all of the trails done, and I cannot say enough about this Lane Shark. It really makes it really enjoyable to go out here and do work like this. Makes it super easy. In the comfort of my seat, was able to go out here and open up these trails. And yeah, like I said, I'm just thoroughly impressed with this thing. But guys, that's going to wrap up the video for today. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. There's tons of things we're doing here on Triple T Acres, and I think that you might be able to enjoy a couple of the other videos that I've got here posted here on the side, so go check out those as well. And don't forget, if you want to see some more footage of this, I've got a whole library of Lane Shark material, and you could see this thing in all the different positions. I even cut on the edge of my pond, and it worked really well for that. But guys, until next time, we'll see you in the next video.